Hi, I'm ZimZoe, and this video is late. I know, I'm sorry. And the reasoning why it's late is because last time I put videos up, I did like 11 days in a row. And so I thought to myself, I'll take a week off. You know, it'll give me time to film stuff, help me catch up on other things I've been doing. And so I did, and I actually did film stuff because I went out for Easter and filmed about a 15-minute vlog. But it's in public place and it's got music playing in the background, and so I thought to myself, I can't put this up because it's gonna get copyright stuff on it or just taken down. So I'm gonna have to put my own music to it and narration. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't like doing narration because last time, well, not the last time, but the first time I did it, it was put off for months, that video, because I couldn't sit there and talking to a mic. Now, I have gotten better with it with the catch-up vlogs, but that video is coming up, I promise. But another thing I did, which is the topic of this vlog, is I had a concert with the International Staff Band of the Salvation Army. This is a big deal because those of you who don't know what the International or the IBS is it's a brass band, as you can see by that picture there, but it is an amazing brass band. It is the best Salvation Army band in the entirety of the UK. Now, for me, when we got told, oh, you'll be playing with them, that was a huge deal. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. And having heard them play, because the order of the concert went, don't worry, at the end of the vlog I will put all this stuff up, like all the pages, so you can see as well. But before, like, their concert, there was Salvation Junior Band, Sefton Music Service Brass Ensemble, which is the one we're in, and they also had like a wider opportunity things, which is Southport's primary schools, and so that's all the people who've been playing for about a year. And so the first one went up, the Southport Junior Band, and it was still, people were coming in, and as they're playing, people are talking, and it's sort of like, you can tell they're nervous because they were quite quiet, and so they're all playing, and they get the applause at the end, and then they come off. And I heard the conductor say to them, like, where was the volume? I could have played louder by myself. And so we go on, all professional, like completely in black. And I turn around to the euphoniumist sat next to me and go, the previous conductor wanted volume. We're going to give them volume. And we played Punchinello to start off with. That right there is a double forte mark. That means very, very loud. When we started, nobody was talking, and it literally, the playing there is fantastic because of the acoustics. There's no like tons of echo, but the sound really carries. So when we start off super loud and then go down to piano, which means quiet, you can hear there's no noise going on in the audience because you can hear them as much as they can hear you. And it was just fantastic to know that everybody's attention was on us. And I didn't realise at that point, but the ISB, as I said, International Staff Band, their attention was on us as well, because they were watching. And so we go on, we play that, and we also play Little Sweep for Brass, all three movements. And then we go off, and all the little kids go on, and they start playing. And that's, after them, that's when the ISB came on, and they played all of these until we get to Classics in Brass. Now, Classics in Brass was when everybody got in. Sorry, everybody got in. Sort of like both the Southport Junior Band, our band, Salvation Army / ISB, and the primary school kids, and each one's got the different part. So all the little kids have got Ode to Joy, very simple sort of da 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 duh, duh. And you can see the teachers like with their hand doing like the valve movements for trumpets and their hand doing the trombone, so the kids know what they're playing as well. And I even saw one of the parts, they had all the little note names written above it. It was so cute. And ours is, well, as you can see, a bit more intricate. And so it's sort of like they joined in to do the simple parts and did the melody. And at the end, there was a huge applause and everybody. And then, I'm trying to think if it was directly after that. Yeah, it was directly after that we went into, can't even get the paper up now, Ask. Now, I was going to have a bit of trouble with Ask, considering this was the second time I'd seen it. Not like the second concert I'd done it. The second time I'd ever seen it. So I was like, I'm just going to follow their lead. And then once it sort of like, we got like 8 bars in, I knew the gist of it. It was a bit, you know, constantly remind yourself you got 3 flats to work with. But we played that and of course got another round of applause. And then the end of the first half, the huge piece with the ISB and us was, I'll get it open now, Variations on Laudate Dominum. Now this one starts on that page and does the entirety of that page. And so we play it, and we play it absolutely fantastically. It sounded amazing, even from in the band. And there's one bit there. Ooh. Now it says solo on it, but during our band, we'd always, like the euphoniums have always practiced it, you know, playing together. So when I got to that part, I saw the euphonium from the ISB, because on the euphonium row there was 4 of us, so went ISB, Seffen Brass Ensemble, ISB, Seffen Brass Ensemble. And I saw him lower his instrument, and I was like, oh, they're going to do it as an actual solo. And I saw the other Seffen player put her euphonium down as well, and I was like, well, it does say solo on it. And so me, being cheeky, decide to play along, and we play like it sounds like one person playing, and that's how you can tell with like good playing, because they play together, they breathe together, and it was fantastic. And of course, stood up at the end, it got huge applause and everything. That was the finale of the first half. But what got me was that, sorry, checking up the names. John from the euphonium. He turned round to me and said, you guys did it. Well, of course, first I said, like, oh my god, you guys were fantastic. Sort of having heard them play, saying, oh my god, it was fantastic. And he was like, thanks. And he turned around and goes, you guys were quite impressive yourself. This was before we'd played Laudate Dominum. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I've just been complimented by a player from one of the best bands in the entirety of the UK. Oh my goodness. And of course I'm like, oh, thank you. On the outside and inside I'm going, oh my god! Sort of like that. And then at the end of it, he turned around to me at the, again, Laudate Dominum, turned around to the end and said, you played that, like, brilliantly. Sort of like, sorry, I'm taken back now. He said, you played that brilliantly, and that piece isn't a walk in the park. And I was just like, he admits himself, it's not an easy piece. And yet, I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's like, imagine, like, your hero coming up to you and saying, you know, you're brilliant at doing what I do. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, I was taken aback. And that was it. I was happy for the entire evening. But most of the, like, little kids, after the first half was done, because then was the interval. After first half was done, most of the little kids went home because, you know, it was getting late. But we stayed for the second half. And there was one section, like, all the pieces were fantastic, but there was a vocal group as well. So they were doing a little bit of singing, but they're all stood there like very professional, sort of in a row. And then they get to the chorus, and during the first chorus they all start doing this, like perfectly in time. So of course all the audience starts giggling. And then it goes back to the verse and the perfect stood there. And then gets to the chorus, and they all put their hand on the person in front, and they're like walking back and forth, like really sort of like, oh, it was funny. And then the third verse, all together. And some of the lyrics were saying like, when you feel lonely and stuff like that. And as they'd all bunched together, the then spread apart, leaving one guy in the middle, and all the audience is going like, "Aww." And the line was, "You've got to take life squarely on the chin." And they did the thing where the guy to his right sort of went like, like, of course, missing him by miles. The guy on the right sort of like clapped, so it sounded like an impact. And it was just a really fun evening, and I was completely impressed. Like, the finale that they did, sorry, I keep looking back to this, to Boldly Go, the end of that, they did like the final chord in a crescendo, so it's like double forte, possibly even triple forte, super loud. You can feel it in the floor, like, and it's just, wow. I was absolutely amazed. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit more, but I thought this would be a good spot to let you see all of the, don't know what you call it, ISB Magazine, but there is a proper word for it. Program! That's the word I'm after. Anyway, I'll put those in now. Now, the music I've put on top of that was actually one of the ones they performed there, which was Living Waters. And the soloists, I was incredibly impressed with, because it starts off like most sort of soloist pieces. The soloist has got the melody, and they play that, and then it comes back in a variation. So, how to explain this? They get more intricate as they go along, and at the end, like within the third variation, like the fingers are flying super super fast and everything, and the notes are just like, and it's like, oh my god. And of course, as all soloists do, you've got that really one high sustained note at the end. And the euphoniumist solo, Derek Kane, oh my goodness, the last note as he did it, he sort of pulled the instrument back and then sort of proper held it up as he did it. Oh, it was just amazing to see the amount of work and effort put into them. And if you get the chance, I'd thoroughly, absolutely thoroughly, like, recommend going to see them. Oh. And as it said, they've only been here. The last time they were here was 25 years ago. So to have the opportunity not only to like see them, but to be able to play with them, it's not something I'm going to forget. It was just fantastic. And to be able to say like, tick, I've done that. It's just, I'm really, really happy with the concert. But I won't go on any longer because the video is already quite long. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and have a nice day.